And this time, I don't think we'll have any trouble. We were having some technical difficulties, and I got to fess up. It's my fault, after all, because when I used the...
I wouldn't say it's your fault. It's a collectiveness of we just forgot to switch one thing.
The last time I used the MacBook was down in the shop to do my live rant, and when I'm down there, I have to have it clicked over to Wi-Fi. When we brought it back up, I forgot to put it back on the Ethernet instead of Wi-Fi, so we were trying to run the show on the Wi-Fi, but we also have several programs running at the same time. Anyway, yep, we're back down, and we should not have any trouble at all. We're still live with Bill Jones, Tina, and TW. Travis, how you doing? Y'all still here with me?
We're doing good.
Yeah,
we're
here.
still here, family. We all know that it was a squirrel.
It was a squirrel. Anyway, let's catch up because right before we went off the first time, John I Fly donated $20 through Super Chat and said, "We need a new competent POTUS as we continue to face this coronavirus pandemic. I strive to still be alive to see Trump be defeated come November 3rd. Oh, and before I forget, fuck Trump. So saith Johnny Fly.
Thank you,
right.
Johnny Fly.
We do have to get a competent person. That competent person is Joe Biden. I was impressed with his speech today. Like I said, he really went over a lot of stuff and kicked Donnie's ass on his dereliction of duty in response to this pandemic. But I think a lot of people across this country are not only motivated to get his ass out, but a lot of people in this country are motivated to clean out the Senate. Because we have seen a disgraced Republican Party time after time turn their back on their duty to put this man in his place, to make him obey the law, and they refuse to do it. So we need to hold all of them accountable. So we not only want the White House,
that and all the things
Senate
sitting at Mitch McConnell's feet that haven't moved.
Yet. That haven't moved because Mitch McConnell refuses to do any damn thing except pass judges. That's the only thing Mitch McConnell does. And by the way, donate to Amy McGrath because she's now running. She's the one running against him. So in Kentucky, get behind her, baby. We need Kentucky. We were just discussing
two for blue.
This is good. I really do. I think this wave is going to rise a whole lot higher than the 2018 wave did. I am impressed today. I watched two videos today. One of them was veteran veterans against. I think it was ignorance in government, something like that. I don't know. There's several groups I belong to: Veterans Against Trump, Veterans Against Republican Ignorance, Veterans Against the GOP. There are a lot of veteran groups out there that stand up, and I have seen several videos come out from veterans that are standing up.
Me too.
I read one. Veterans are standing up and saying something. And I read, before I forget this, another little story that I read today. I think it was, I forgot who wrote it. Anyway, it was what demographic is Donnie losing the most right now? They've talked about white college-educated suburbanites. He's losing that demographic. But one of the big demographics that took him into 2016,
veterans.
Well, no, actually, Bill, it was old white guys. Us.
Really?
Wow.
Us.
Good.
As a matter of fact, they described it as somebody 65 and older, white, some conservative views, and those are the people that voted for Trump. And now they're running.
Oh, he lost me a long time ago.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling my wife. We weren't never on that train, so that makes me feel good. I didn't have to jump off a shit.
That's it, man.
I didn't get on that crap, but a lot of them did, and now they're realizing. As a matter of fact, I read this one guy that he was I think it was 68 years old. I think he was from Ohio, and he was talking about how he agrees with his Trump's tax bill. He believes in his foreign policy, whatever the fuck that is, on any given day. There's a lot of things he liked about Trump, but at the end of this thing, he wrote that the one thing he can't do is support a pathological liar, somebody who is more concerned about himself than the country,
Exactly.
Narcissistic, all these traits that he is an embarrassment to this country. He said, I just can't do that. I'd rather vote for a Democrat this time than to vote for that embarrassment. And
Amen.
I think
That's encouraging.
It is.
You almost
That's
caught me off
encouraging,
guard
John.
there. You almost caught me off guard there, John. I thought I was going to have to put my finger down my throat.
I saw a new something popped up. It was Republicans against Trump, and it's
Yes.
just regular people giving their testimony.
Yes.
I was very much touched by one woman I saw. She was like, I've been Republican all my life, and I very much believe in the non-abortion. I don't believe in abortion, and hence I don't do it. She goes, but I looked at this person. She's like, where's the Republican Party? Where are the morals? This person has no morals.
Yeah.
So she could stand
there you go.
behind her own morals and say this is not correct.
It's not that
He
difficult to
is
do.
not great.
Because when I first read that story and I turned to my wife and I said, honey, do you know what demographic he's losing? And she said, I swear, well, it's not evangelicals. I said, nope, it's not them. For some reason, they continue to hold on to this man. I don't understand it. But yeah, I had to tell her, no, it's all white guys. Let me catch up here real quick. Travis just left me in here for a minute by myself. And so let me catch up. Michelle Graham donated $2 to Super Chat and said, found you. And we are so glad, Michelle. Thank you very much for finding us, baby, because
Thanks, Michelle.
we need you in this group, baby. And My Secret Garden donated $5 to Super Chat and said, dear people, please, I like this. Please stop calling horrible, entitled women Karens. From now on, they should be called Ivankas. I think so. I like that. My Secret
That's the
Garden.
truth.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
My Secret Garden.
Yeah, if you want to see a real
Yeah.
racist white, lady, that would be Ivanka. And
I know.
Mitch Goldstein, our dear friend, donated $2 to Super Chat and said, pluck plump in 2020, one big blue dot family. Mitch Goldstein, we are proud to have you in this family, my friend, and thank you very much.
I was going to say I have some Republican friends, and I'm actually surprised how they're looking at these different things, happening in the world with the coronavirus, with what he's saying, with what's happening in the White House.
Right.
And they're like, this isn't what we signed up for.
No, none of this is what we signed up for. Of course, like I remind us all, probably everybody in this room, did not vote for him in the first place. We saw the handwriting on the wall, but as much as and I see him every day. The old boy selling Trump shit was down the road again. He's going to be out there every day. He's got money to make, and because there's going to be an idiot born every second, and someone's going to come by there and buy that shit. In the area I live
I
in,
still think you need to stop by there and see if the hats are made in China, but
I was going to stop today because I was going to get out. I'm thinking, Marcia don't want me to do it. I want to go.
Don't.
I want to take a selfie away from his thing with him in the background wearing one of my shirts, like this one. Like he's a dick. Trump, he's a dick. And just take a selfie.
Yeah, nah, don't even. I know it sounds good. Though.
It sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to poke him with a stick. The shirt is enough. I do. When I wear my shirts, if I go into a store, if I stop to get gas, as a matter of fact, the place I get gas now is right. He's parked right near where I get my gas anyway. So I'm visible to him from the pump where he's selling his shit, and I just happen to turn towards him. That's just coincidence, so I don't do it on purpose. I just happen to be turning around.
I had to check the oil.
Yeah, go around and check the tires and everything. I may not say something, but yeah, my shirts always say something. So yeah.
Yeah, that one looks bald, like a dick.
Yeah, like a dick. All right, Charles Stokel just donated $5 to Super Chat and said, Trump will have to spend his fortune paying people to stop people from pissing on his grave. Fuck Trump. So sorry. He's going to have to hire a security detail. And Bud Oakley donated $5 to Super Chat and said the Senate should have removed him already. Yes, Bud Oakley.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
That's
Yeah.
where the Republicans have lost their ability to say anything.
John,
they've turned their back on their responsibilities, on their oath, on their country.
A lot of people have their own personal shoulders that they're going to have to bear things. But I was having a discussion earlier, and I said, I don't care what anybody says about all this other stuff anymore. Me personally, as a vet, when I heard about this weekend, something happened within me. And at this point, all of that means nothing. I feel like Sergeant of the Arms should walk in and escort him out immediately.
You would think. This has gone on so long, and in public view, we have watched everything since this man came in. We watched the whole Mueller investigation unfold, and we've seen the crimes that he committed. We've watched a crooked attorney general come in to save his ass and continue to prop his ass and try to save him from all the obstruction of justice that he's performed since. We are in dire straits. Every one of our administration. You don't think that Secretary Pompeo, the Secretary of State, didn't know about this murder for hire plot with the Russians? Sure he knew. He's got the brief. So look at these people that we have.
There's no denying.
No, they are turning their back on their country. To say they're traitors seems like not enough. They're treasonous assholes. What is their grand scheme? I don't know. Is it money? Jesus, how much money can they pay you? We'll pay you more. I thought we was paying you pretty damn good over here.
Power is corrupts.
Well,
we know the saying. We all know the saying.
Yeah.
Power corrupts. You see Donnie's life. He's had money and power. He's corrupt.
But these are people that have spent their life in our government. Pompeo's not new. He's been around. These people that have gone to serve this guy, they can't walk away now at this point. Pompeo can't leave and all of a sudden come out with a book. Kiss my ass. I wouldn't read his book just like I won't read John Bolton's book. Kiss my ass. Well, come up here with your patriotic shit now and tell me how great you love your country. For the last 3.5 years, you've turned your back on that. You let this man go through the Senate without a fair trial. There was no trial there. Y'all just said, nope, we don't want to hear it. Hold your head. I'm surprised Louis Gohmert went over there pounding on the desk the whole time. It's ridiculous. They're a disgrace to this country, and I think they're going to pay a heavy price for it. And Teresa Diggum just donated $2 to Super Chat and said, I cannot call it by its name. Why I call him the D.
Hey, Teresa. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa Diggum. This is what I mean, that we stand to take the Senate for good reason. It's because we have watched this Republican Party descend into the depths of hell. They don't care anymore. They're out
and
for
the country
money
as well.
Yes.
And the country as well. Coronavirus reached higher levels than it was at its highest level when it began.
Yeah. And I'm seeing that here in Texas, baby. They're fixing to run out of hospital beds in Houston.
I mean, think about it. They're like, oh, well, we have to close because they're not saying that they made a mistake, but you made a mistake.
Yeah. Greg Abbott, to give him credit, at least he's trying to turn it around. Ron DeSantis came out today, I think, or yesterday, and said, we're not turning around. We're not closing anything. He don't care how bad it gets. Well, there you go. Yeah. There's Ron DeSantis out of Florida telling his constituents in his state he doesn't give a shit if you die. We're not closing the beach, baby. There's money to be made. This is summer. This is Florida, baby. We're gonna soak it all up. If your grandma dies, that's too bad. That gives us one more room to sell to another elderly person coming down to retire to beautiful,
sounds like
sunny
somebody
Florida.
With a shitty tan and a crappy hairdo.
Such a jerk.
Yeah, well, we saw him in that little parade, Trump parade.
quick question. So people who have no human empathy for other human beings, are they psychopaths or sociopaths?
Oh Lord. Well,
All of the above.
let me put on
Sociopath.
my doctor hat and look it up in the medical manual. Oh, it says it right there. They're fucking
The
assholes.
DSM,
That's what it says right
the
here.
DSM?
Yeah.
Are you
DSM.
referring to the DSM?
DSM
Yeah,
says right here.
I think actually both
fucking
might apply,
assholes.
or either or,
Great, lady.
and or.
And or both.
Yeah, that's what I'd have to say.
Well,
Your Rons, your Dons.
The guy in
Your-
our house he's a maniac. He's a madman. He is obsessed with himself. Anybody that can't see that at this point.
Like I said, the guy with the sitting in our White House with the shitty tan and the crappy hairdo.
Yeah, that's who he is. Well, as we were saying a little while ago, I think it was Bill that brought up how many times the man went bankrupt. We was joking about how much he lost in his casinos. Who loses in a casino? Trump.
Yep. Yeah.
Trump.
Only
that's it.
Donnie.
I mean, shit. I mean, we know where it went. Russia. Hey, peeing hookers aren't cheap. Ardessa donated
Nancy
$5
Pelosi
to
was
Super Chat
Yeah.
and said they're a bunch of crybabies that throw tantrums. Exactly, Ardessa. It seems like it. That's what that's what you see Kayleigh McElhaney.
Yeah.
He didn't know. He wasn't briefed. We don't know anything. Yeah, well, isn't that's turning out to be a pile of bullshit that he didn't
All
know.
roads lead to Putin, man.
He thinks that nobody's going to notice
Melania.
anything. Yeah. Yeah, as Nancy Pelosi says, Bill, you're correct. All roads lead to Putin. How come it is that seems to be a common thread through everything this man did? Even throwing in the Ukraine thing, which was tied to Russia. The whole Ukraine fiasco with trying to get dirt on Joe Biden and all that crap was tied through Russia. Erdogan in Turkey. You don't think Putin's going to benefit from that shit? Oh, hell yes. That's where the money came.
Manafort's in jail.
Yes, that's where the
Manafort's
money
in jail
came
because
from.
of all the Russia connection money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, their investigation, the Turkish bank. I can't remember the name of the bank right now. It's some weird name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why the attorney in the Southern District of New York, Berman, I think his name is, was fired because he was the one that was investigating that. That's, Southern District of New York is investigating a lot of the Trump family ties and shit to Russia and other issues that they've
the
had.
layers are so deep, it's onion. You're going to peel
layer
away
by
and
layer, baby.
peel away and
Well,
peel
Well, I
away.
want to see those taxes, man.
Hopefully that'll get us in the door. Once the door opens, I think it'll just
it's gonna be
cascade and he will implode upon
I
himself.
think it's going to be a landslide just pulling out with all the charges that he could be charged with. Diane Marie donated $2 to Super Chat and said, Trump knew. Fuck him. I'm paraphrasing what you said. But yes, Diane, you're right. Screw him.
I mean, I actually heard, his wine tasted like shit and his steaks were pretty bad.
Well,
he's not a successful businessman.
No.
Again, I can't keep running through my mind the fact that being a soldier and what I would have felt if my president during my service had allowed that, not spoken up about it, had not spoken forcefully or done something about somebody who's doing this to us.
Well, Maria Betancourt just donated $5 to Super Chat and pointed it out. He's a psychopath. He doesn't care about pain inflicted on others. And I think that is a correct statement, Maria Betancourt. That's true. He doesn't care about the pain he inflicts on our own American citizens. The other night I was watching that.
For anyone.
Yeah. The other night I watched that CNN special, Trump and the Law After Impeachment thing. And one of the things that just really jumped out, I recalled it in my memory, was when the Roger Stone case was going on, and Donnie Boy was tweeting out direct attacks to the forewoman, the jury forewoman on that trial, in public. that is attacking a citizen of this country. The power of the
Witness
presidency.
tampering.
It is. It's witness tampering. I mean, jury tampering at the highest level.
Yep.
You know, if you don't think he would come after your ass, my ass, anybody's else ass on a vendetta, you're kidding yourself. He will single your ass out and bury your ass. He's got lawyers, lots of lawyers. They're going to sue you for every fucking thing. If he ever gets around to my ass, you bet your ass he's going to probably sue me for defamation or anything else he could dig out of his ass, just to make my life miserable or anybody else's life miserable. That's who he is. He doesn't give a shit how much pain he inflicts on others. It gives him pleasure. He's a masochist. No, wait a minute.
And the reason he ties it
He's
up
a
in the court
sadist.
because he figures, I'll
He's
be
a
a dead son of a
sadist.
bitch by the time they get around
Not a
to it.
masochist. A masochist loves to get the pain. A sadist gives the pain. Well, that's what Donnie is. And how the evangelicals hold up somebody with such low integrity and morals is just beyond me. They are the last vestige of hope he has. And when you think about that, that's disgusting. Really? These are evangelical Christians that believe in Jesus Christ. How can you even go down that road with this man? It's bullshit. And S.C. Smith knows it.
That's it.
Don't
yeah,
you?
that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. I've been avoiding it though, John. I've been avoiding. I've been busy. I've been busy the last few days. So
Well, that's good.
I've been busy but at peace.
Well, there you go. That's the best way to be. Busy,
Yeah.
but
So,
peaceful.
so how's everybody doing?
We're doing fine. How's everything up in Tallahassee?
Fine.
Hey,
It's good.
Essie.
Hey everybody. It's good. I got my niece in town for her yearly month visit, so I've been busy with that. And today was her birthday, so I just got done with the birthday dinner, and now I'm able to jump in and join the party. So,
Outstanding. Well, we're glad you got here, bub. We was waiting on you, but I was about to give up on your ass.
No. Well,
Yeah.
Sunday I had to go over to Pensacola to pick her up from the airport. So that was a drive over there and then a drive back. So I actually listened to the show. The show come on my way back.
Yeah.
So I listened to the show on my way back. I didn't get in the room because I was just busy. I was listening, driving back, and then so I've been busy. Had things going on.
Good.
Like I said, today was her birthday.
Good.
Today was her birthday, so we had to cook the steak dinner for her, and
Good
so
stuff.
so anyway, better than that, everything's just peachy.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad I hope she had a wonderful birthday. I'm sure she did. How could she
19.
not? 19 years old. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Lord, I remember those days. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
My mustache and beard were a different color then. John I. Fly donated $5 to Super Chat and said, Louis G. and the rest of the Republicans must be voted out of office. Fuck Trump. So saith John I. Fly. I guess you mean Louis Gomart. I guess that's who you mean. The wonderful congressman down here in Texas. I think, anyway.
Every time you say that, I think of Gomer Pyle. That's what's the bad thing about it.
Basically,
Mr.
except
Tap-
Gomer was
Tap-
much more intelligent than
Oh,
Louis.
hey, Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who Louis.
Hey, guys, I got to run. I'll catch you next time.
All right, Bill. Well, we appreciate you coming by, bub.
Bill.
Thanks for being
my
here.
daughter just rolled up, and I would be hated if I didn't go out and talk to her.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. That's forgivable. Then we'll let you go. And
Always a
All
pleasure.
right, talk to you next time, guys. Keep
All
up
right,
the good
Bill.
work.
Bye, Bill.
All right, Bill.
Ciao.
bye. There you go. That Bill Jones, he stays on top of that stuff. He's out in North Carolina. He stays on top of his shit out in that state. So
Yes, he does.
yeah, we're glad to have
you
you.
know, I
He's a
heard,
really
I heard
nice
a rumor.
guy.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Maybe someone else has heard it. But like I said, I heard that Mexico agreed to pay for Trump's plane ticket to Iran. Did
Hey,
anyone
really?
else hear that?
No.
No, but
Anyone else?
great
What?
idea.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Great idea. I'm telling you, Iran's got an arrest warrant for Donnie, and I'm thinking we could make a trade. We could get some Americans
All
out
of our
of
prisoners
Iran.
for,
Yes.
for assholes.
Look at what
Yeah,
you're getting, a president, man. A president of the United States. What bigger trophy is that shit?
Yeah,
Iran
for
could
real.
just snatch his ass up. We could get all the Americans that they have over there out of their prisons and stuff and get them back home. Fair deal to me. They could
That
just
sounds like a dream come
do
true.
whatever they want with his ass, as far as I'm concerned. I
We'll
wouldn't
even give
a
you
shit.
Ivanka and Jared.
Yeah,
and all
we'll
rest
throw
of
in the
them
whole
for
freaking
help.
family. Make it a package deal. Hell, we'll even give you Mike Pompeo and William Barr. Shit, dude, you
And
can't
Pence.
get a better deal than this. Come on down Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know,
We
we might let Barron hang around, but the rest of them fuckers, they gotta go.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
All right, we'll cut Barron some slack.
Not his fault. You know, and I think Tiffany, the one that they never talk about?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, I think she's disowned. She's not spoke about very much in the family.
I forgot, yeah, because I forgot about
Lucky
her.
girl.
So you just made-
She's detached from the rest of
She's
this
the
shit.
overweight Trump.
There's probably a whole bunch of
Like
children running around named
Ah.
Trump.
God, don't say that. I can't even
Please,
fathom
please
that
don't.
thought. I don't want to
Don't
put that in my
think it.
head. We got a $5 donation from my friend David Robertson. I hope Sally is doing well, David. David's a badass. If anybody didn't know David Robertson, he's an absolutely fantastic photographer out of Washington State. And, guy's a badass. What can I tell you? He's a badass. Anyway, David, thank you very much, buddy. I hope Sally is doing well.
David.
And everything's going well. And you're David. You know, when this whole pandemic started, David was at the he was at the center of this shit out in Washington State where it happened, where we first all saw the news. I was so worried and continue to be worried about him. I know he's going to make a move sometime pretty soon, or if he ain't already. But anyway, I thought about him yesterday. I was going to call him. And now I done made an ass out of myself because I didn't call him. But I thought about it. Or I was going to text him or something. Say, hey, badass, what are you doing? Hey, badass, what are you doing? Hoping, taking pictures and stuff. Anyway, then there was an awkward silence where nothing was said for 5
Well,
to
we
15
were
seconds.
reading
John
that
was
thing.
busily working up in his brain, trying to figure out something to say, but it just wasn't happening.
Sorry, you got me thinking about there's more
Squirrel.
Trumps in the world. Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's the last thing that went through my mind. Oh, Lord, we don't need that shit.
They're like,
The world's in bad enough trouble.
Gremlins. They're like gremlins, you know.
Yeah, don't feed them at night at midnight.
Yeah, don't multiply them bastards.
Well,
Shit.
something Tina said just keeps rolling through my mind, and that is when you mentioned a little while ago, Tina, about it's not just this election. We are going to have a lot of work to do after this man is thrown out of office. The investigations that what went on behind the scenes here in the Department of Justice, in our State Department, and all the other cabinet members out there trying to fill their pockets, I guess, before they get their ass thrown out. Anybody working for this man, you know, it's. I want to do what Trump did to everybody that worked for Obama. If you work for Trump, get your ass out of here. I don't want your ass around me. You're willing to work for him. You know, I'm not talking about government employees that are always on the job that have to suffer through every president. I'm talking about the people that came in with this guy. They can just get their ass right out the door. You disgraced your resume as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They should not qualify for any, should not qualify for any, at the very least, for any other office
Hey,
again.
There you go.
Yeah.
Send
Nope,
Trump
you
to
can't
Iran
serve.
with a
You're an
copy of the
asshole, yep.
satanic verses in
and
his pocket.
investigated.
Good idea.
And investigated.
Well, yeah, well, that's what we were talking about in terms of the whole cat and caboodle. I think we said just the onion. It's just you're going to start peeling away layers and layers and layers. And
It's gonna keep going and going and
yeah, I mean, this is going to take a long time.
Because
I mean,
we
find
have
all
so
that
much to
crap.
change. With what's going on right now in this country and indeed around the world, with racism and the need for systemic change in our society, that piled on top of the environment issues.
Exactly.
There is, the crimes that this administration is. But there is going to be so much for everybody to do. There ain't nobody going to have time to even scratch their ass. It's going to take a lot of work to clean not only the White House and our Justice Department, our State Department, and every cabinet. We're not only going to have to clean them out, we have to clean up our society as a whole. And that is going to take a whole lot of work. And but I do believe that this country is up to the task.
Yeah, we're going to have to be the next big great generation. That's really what's going
That's
to
it. Well,
Going to
that's what
have to
these
be the next great generation because
that
we're going to have to pull up our sleeves and roll up our sleeves, and we're going to have to get to work.
yes, and that includes those young people coming up, those that are just going to have the first time to vote, 18-year-olds and up. They have such power in their hands that I hope they take that power and run with it as far as they can, because it's the world that they're building for themselves. And I think a whole lot of our younger generation, 18s on up into we don't have to look far. Look how knowledgeable Dennis Valadez's daughter is. When she was on the show, we were thought we were going to get hit with softball questions that she asked people. No, she hit hard-hitting questions.
Exactly.
Yeah, John, that's funny because like I said, I was coming back from Pensacola Sunday, and had the earphones in, and I was listening to the show, but then I could kind of hear my niece in the back seat with my brother, and listen to her talk about. They were talking about everything that's going on,
Right.
And like I said, she just turned 19. I mean, she's not stupid. She was a valedictorian of her high school. She goes to Ohio State. And she's going to be voting,
I don't think we're dealing with the millennials and stuff. They take it on the chin a lot of time. People, oh well, they're lazy. They're not going to do anything. Are you shitting me? These kids are smart, and if they
every generation
when they want
every
something
generation
known,
has-
they make it known.
yes,
every generation has its Dumbos and to thrive and prosper. The difference with the previous generations is they have had they're ready access
right.
24/7 with computers. The last 20 years they literally started with computers, so the amount of information that they've been able to absorb is far more than any generation.
Anything.
The problem is
everything. They know they have everything at their fingertips.
But their social skills suck.
What do you think of that TikTok little prank?
But that was great. That was fabulous.
That was fabulous. If they, the way they attack a problem might be a whole lot different than what we think of. They're not in the same box when they say think out of the box. They're in a different box than we are. Their mind is in a different place. And thank goodness for it, because that's how we get progress. That's how we evolve as a species. Is we always rely on the younger ones to learn more than what we knew, and that's the way it should be.
May I interject?
Uh-huh.
I don't like. I'm squirreling right now. I never liked the saying, thinking outside the box. Because I never understood the construct of why put yourself in the box in the first place.
Oh well, metaphor for people, the way they confine their thinking.
I know what you're saying, and I know its meaning, but I never understood the construct because why would you?
Why would you want to stay in the box?
In the first place?
Yeah, the idea of being in a box is get the hell out of the box. I don't want to be in a box.
So I squirreled. I'm sorry, John. I know.
That's all right, baby. Miss Linda Henshaw Cram donated $2 as super trap and said, "Good trade. Fuck Trump." I think she's talking about the trade with Iran. Indeed, Miss Linda, I think it would be. And lived it. Yeah. And lived it. Donated $5 to super chat and said, "Having vet organizations from USO to American Foreign Legion presented with this story and asked to respond. It would be the perfect uppercut." Touche, lived it. I indeed think, yes. Ask a veteran what they think of this story. And
exactly.
What was that? Something flashed over there. I thought it was my life going right in front of my face, and I thought, oh no, I'm not ready to go.
The funny thing is I can't believe how much bleach and they're going to have to find a power washer with the size of like a diesel motor just to clean the White House.
Tammy Ames, our own man, lovely, put in the chat here. She said the TikTok kids are planning to swarm Trump properties with a rating of 1. Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, as a matter of fact, we watched the local news. Right after the local news, one of them little magazine shows comes on, first edition something.
Right.
Anyway, little stories, and one of them was about in this pandemic, our hotels cleaning up, and they have the film crew from the show go in there with some invisible spray paint, like
Black light.
right, yeah, and they put their logo on the sheets and on the pillow, and then they dab stuff, some fluorescent paint on the remote control, and then just put a complete handprint on the table. And then the next day they would come by and rent the same room under a different name and come in there with a black light and turn it on and see if, well, did they change the sheets? Did they wipe down everything? Well, one out of the three they showed did change and was cleaned up. The other ones they showed, sure enough shit, there's the handprint right there, which means they did not wipe down the table. The remote control still got all that gunk all over it. The bed sheets in the pillowcases still had the sprayed on logo of whatever show. I wish I could remember the show. Anyway, in one of them, one of the hotels was the Trump Hotel in New York. And when I don't know, what is it? Special edition. I don't know what it is.
I know what you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Wrote
Can't
to
remember the name
all
of
of
that.
the hotels that they did this in, and they all got letters back from them. So, well, this was just somebody who didn't do their job. We're going to take care of this and all that. They didn't hear squat back from the Trump Hotel. Nothing. They just ignored it. So you might think you're staying at a 5-star hack-ass place, but if they're not changing the sheets, baby, you might as well go on down to Motel 6. They leave the light
Yep.
on for you, I think. Anyway.
And they probably changed the sheets at least.
Yeah. Well, Trump is a contradiction in everything he says. The man's life is a contradiction to what he talked. He talks a big line up about immigration. Yet we've seen in his clubs and in his golf resorts and shit, he's got undocumented workers working in his places. And again, in an atmosphere of you can't say anything or we'll deport your ass. He's an asshole. He's a dick. He's a dick, and he does dick things. So, we can't get rid of him fast enough, and it just pains you that we have so much longer to go with this shit. 3 more months of this crap, and even after that, after the election, he's still got till January 21st to cause as much freaking havoc as he possibly can, which makes me nervous. So, y'all with me?
Yeah, we're with you. That's the
All right.
problem.
All right.
I mean, we're right there with you. You're pretty much speaking all of our words.
I always thought it was January 20th, but that's okay.
Is it?
I mean, there's
do
so
I
much
keep saying the
time left.
21st? Well, it might be the day after, the first day of Joe Biden's presidency. Well, that'll be on the 20th. But so Joe, he's first thing he says.
I always thought when they were inaugurated, they are president, and then idiot gets on the plane and goes out along the harbor, and then we see no, never mind. I'm not going to go there. I would love to see a big explosion, but yeah, whatever.
Rex Trek just donated $10 through Super Chat and said, "Can't wait to vote for Biden to get Trump out. It infuriates me when he says he wants to work with his friends across the aisle. With friends like those, who needs enemies? We need change, period." I agree, Rex Trek.
Yeah.
But the change is coming.
Sure. I like that.
I think
it.
the change is coming, and it's going to come strong. I mean, I do. I'm looking at every time I'm looking at this, the country and the Senate races and everything. I think it's going to be big. I think Texas has a chance to go blue. The atmosphere across this country is one that I don't know is the everyday Republican out there still willing to take the embarrassment of this man every day, as stories continue every day to come out. And now we rise to the level of treasonous behavior against our own troops in favoring of a Russian dictator. Again, showing his loyalty more to him than to our own servicemen is what I see.
to protect and defend the United States of America.
That's what we did. We wrote against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Domestic being the key. And that's what we have now. We have a domestic threat. And that's not just me saying that. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what John Bolton is saying. That's what John Kelly, Mad Dog Matic, is telling us. He's a direct threat to the security of this nation. With his dumbass responses, no, I didn't know. I didn't know. Nobody told me about this one. I can't remember. Oh, when the Southern District of New York guy got fired. Oh, I didn't know. I had nothing to do with that. Nobody tells me nothing. You know, it's the
Why
same.
would he do anything different? I'm sorry. Why would he do anything different than he ever has before?
There you
He's
go.
going to
He's not.
deny. That's what he always does. So, I mean, it's there has to come a pinnacle. There has to come a point where this is no longer the dynamic. The one thing we all know is that we out and vote. If nothing else, you can go and make sure you get your vote in. I don't know if he's really going to make it to all the way to November.
Well,
I mean, because
I have seen more than one story.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
I've seen more than one story come out with their opinion that as we get closer to the election, he could very well bow out rather than suffer the defeat of an election.
I don't believe that either. I don't
think so because to do that would take courage, and he ain't got none of that. Anyway,
he's got too much.
Diana Mallory, bequeather of the gong, donated $10 through Super Chat and said, wasted away again in Margaritaville, but not so wasted that I don't remember loving this Blue Dot family. Anyone know where the salt shaker went? So saith Diana Mallory. Love it, baby, down in Margaritaville.
I had it, Diana. I'd get it to you.
Looking for that love shaker of salt. And Teresa Diggum donated $2 to Super Chat and says, the D does not deserve a library.
You're so on point, Teresa.
Let me tell you what I did today. Thank you, Teresa Diggum. Let me tell you what I did today. Donnie tweeted out something about defacing statues. I can't remember exact tweet he had. But I saw it, and I thought, oh, boy, howdy, there's a good so I went right over there to respond to him and Donnie. Anyway, there was somebody else involved. Who's the McCarthy, the GOP leader in the House? Minority leader in the House, I think. Yeah, Kevin McCarthy. At GOP or whatever. Anyway, they were also in there, but I wrote back, Donnie put out a tweet about defacing statues, and I wrote back, boy, howdy shit, you're not going to like what we're going to do to your statue if anybody's dumb enough to put one up of a racist, bigoted asshole. And then I paused and I went, oh, wait, we already have those. We'll jerk yours down just like we're tearing theirs down. I tweeted it out to him.
You better not get a statue.
No.
You better not.
Can you imagine? Where's his library going to go? In Florida, I guess. The only safe, he can't put it in New York. Are you shitting me?
No,
people hate his ass now. Well, they never did like him before. He was never part of the upper social class of New York because they all knew who he was. He was a lying, disgusting piece of little shit. Nobody wanted to hang around with this asshole.
John, I don't understand a library. We already have enough toilets in the world.
Yeah, we already look. I'm working on his library right here. Yep, that's what's going to be in the. It's going to be a bunch of toilet paper with his face on it, I guess. Either that or just a list of his prison record.
Yeah, I mean, just think naming the library after someone that doesn't
Donald
even
Trump
read.
Prison Library. That's inmate number.
As long as that was put in crayon or something, maybe I don't.
It will be a place. The only people that will go to it will be maggots. those people that worship him, and they're out there. Marcia showed me a picture of a guy at a Trump event. I guess it wasn't recently, I guess, or maybe it was in Oklahoma or something. I don't know. Anyway, the guy is sitting there and he's wearing shorts, and all over his short. Did you see it? Y'all see that? It's got Trump's face all over it on his shirt, on the shorts. Everything is Trump, 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 Trump. Are you shitting me? And you're not embarrassed to walk out of your house like that? Are you shitting me?
But you know what? A lot of these people are brainwashed.
I'd have to kick my own ass.
You wouldn't have to. As soon as I saw you, I'd kick it for you. Get the fuck back in the house. God damn it. What are you doing? See,
Some of these people are brainwashed.
Yes, they are. They've drank the Kool-Aid. And we always make a joke about that. But really, at this point, after 3.5 freaking years of this bullshit, how can you even show your... I'm still wondering, up and down my street, how you morons can still be flying these banners. Trump 2020, have you read the news lately, assholes? Ain't gonna happen. He's going down as a disgraced, impeached president, one that has committed treason against our country. So you fly your little banner down there. That just, every time I drive by, I keep thinking to myself, what disgusting assholes are you at this point? How unpatriotic and un-American loving can you be?
I'm saying they're brainwashed.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they don't want to admit they're wrong. They'll go down with the ship, baby. They don't care.
Yep.
2 torpedoes on the side, the ship's going down, and they're going to be standing there singing Trump songs, I guess.
And they're going to be like that the rest of their damn lives.
They will indeed.
But there is another kind, too. There's the one who fears. The fear of being surrounded by people of color. There are those two. They are in fear.
Let me tell you, I would pull it up right now and read it right now if I had any sense. But just a few minutes ago, I was reading a story, and it was about Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham recently on their shows, raising the level of their talking about get ready for war bullshit. They are speaking, they say on their show, metaphorically speaking, you need to be able to get ready to go do battle with these people. The Democrats are evil and they're going to take over the world and blah, 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 and we have to stop them, and you have to be ready for this war and blah, blah, blah. That's the language they keep pumping.
Fear.
It is the fear of what? Whitehood? Losing your pedestal you think you're on up there? It's just sickening.
Yes.
Well, that's what has to happen in our society, because that's what has dominated our whole history to prevent those of minorities from having the generational wealth that a lot of white families enjoy to this day. They inherited the house from their grandpa. They got a nice big cut of the
trust.
Yeah, the trust, whatever.
They were able to acquire generational
wealth. Whereas blacks especially were prevented from doing that by law.
Yes.
And that's what when I said the other day that that people are marching in the street for to end systemic racism and for those that have suffered under it to be made whole. Okay, we have to fix this shit.
A multitude of laws over centuries.
A multitude of programs. Not only laws, but programs that will are designed to build more generational wealth in black neighborhoods and Hispanic neighborhoods, to give back to that. Have a program to where it is easy for somebody to buy their house. That would be a hell of a start. One thing I'm happy of is I pay every freaking day on this fucking house because it's the only thing I got left to give my kids. This hunk of property is all I got left, and I'm not leaving them with nothing.
I hear you.
That is what we're talking about.
That's what a provider does.
That should be what should be available to each member of our society. But here's the deal. Here's the catch. Bad for business. If I have my house and I pay my house off, I leave it to my kids. He don't got to buy a house. He's got a house. That's not good for business. That's not good for the banks. They need to sell that house again. That's how come they'll jump on your ass on a foreclosure real quick. They'll sell one house 100 fucking times. The whole time they're raking in that money. And you look at some of these wealthy assholes who they own 10 mansions and they're all fucking paid for. They're going to leave it to their kids, and then they bitch about the death tax. Oh, the death tax. The only ones getting a death tax is if you're getting $50 million freaking dollars, and if you're getting that much, screw you. Get a job like the rest of us.
Yeah. Not us. We have to pay.
But those are the things that
else.
I say that we're going to have to change when we do take the House, the Senate, and the White House. These are systemic changes in our society that we're going to have to tackle. The systemic racism, the generational wealth of families that was devastated away from them, taken away from them. These are issues that we have to continue to fight for. And then if you throw in everything else like the economy, the environment, the planet we live on, the world that we have to live in with other nations, other peoples around this world.
Education.
That dream is so far in the future. That utopia that we all dream of is so far in the future from here that we can't see it, but we know it's there, and the only way we get there is to fight for it now. Every generation as we come up, it should be challenged because you are fighting for the future of what you're going to live in. What is your society going to look like by the time, if you're voting for the first time this time and you're 18 years old? When you're 67 years old, what is your society going to look like at that point? That's the vision that we have to have. Is what is it going to be like when the end of my time comes and the end of my son's time? That is what drives change in a society. And
you say I'm gonna die? Hell no! I'm gonna upload my consciousness into a computer and live forever. God damn it!
I heard about that. Y'all are
damn, Sheldon!
Gonna upload everything to the cloud.
Kidding.
You're gonna it ties right in. Angels, you ascend to heaven. That's it. They're all gonna upload into the. I think there's a movie out about that shit.
Yeah, there is.
And
There's
Diana Mallory donated $10 through Super Chat, bequeather of the gong. He stole everything else. Trump probably has his damn salt shaker. That Bernadette says, fuck Trump. He stole everything else. He probably stole the damn salt shaker. Keep looking, Diana. If you see an orange rat in the house, stomp on it. And Rex Trek donated $5 through Super Chat and said, after World War II, the GI Bill did not include black vets. That
it sure didn't.
All end of itself is a national travesty, hence no generational wealth. Rex Trek is correct, folks. That's why it's not
Thank you,
it
Rex.
was built into the laws, into the system itself to
May I
prevent
interject?
that. Go ahead.
May I interject? Because a lot of people have been actually reaching out to me and trying to ask, and I do the best I can. But, one thing people are asking me, well, what do you mean by systemic racism? Or what do you mean you got African Americans can't build generational wealth? And I've kind of been referring them because there's so much that happens. I've been referring them to two different documentaries, one called The 13th and the other one, The Jim Crow in the North, that kind of tackles both of those topics. And it's very comprehensive, and you can come away from them having a better understanding of what systemic racism really is in America.
Yes, and it is a learning experience. I can't sit here and say I know what it is because I don't know everything it is, but I know a whole lot of what it is. And so, yes, there are a lot of resources right now that you can reach out, books and documentaries right now that explain a lot of the history that was left out of the history that we learned in schools. And I admitted the other day I had not heard about the Tulsa massacre I'm old. And that should have been something that should have been taught to me in my history. It should have been something that would have been held up as we do in the Holocaust, as
Well, I
something
was
that
taught
we
about it.
will not go to, that we will
I
not
always thought
tolerate.
about it, but I was a history major, so that's why I was taught.
Yeah. No, I didn't, and I was
They
embarrassed not
celebrated
to.
there.
You know, when
But if I may, I'm sorry, John.
no, go ahead.
Those two documentaries that are referred to, the 13th and Jim Crow in the North, they're both on YouTube. So they are fully available because the 13th actually came out on Netflix. So, and back and rewinding the tape just a bit. So what you're saying, you didn't learn about, even though I learned about it, many of my peers didn't know about it either.
Right.
And so, the only reason is because I was a history major, I learned about it.
Yeah.
And I never, of all the places I'd lived in the United States, the only place that actually celebrate, and be careful with the word celebrate, it's more like commemorate, because celebrate indicates happiness, joy, right?
Yeah.
It's a very solemn thing. And so for the first time in my life, a white compadre, she is an ally. She calls me in the morning. She goes, "Hey, I didn't know about it, but happy Juneteenth to you." And I'm like, I don't know if you, I feel very uncomfortable. I said, "Thank you." But I felt very uncomfortable because I'm like, it's not really it is celebratory, but it's also commemorative. And I'd never had a white person say
sure
happy Juneteenth to me before.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they meant no harm, I would like to think.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know
harm.
how to approach a lot of subjects, which is not saying that anybody is stupid. It's just anybody who goes through life. Ooh, there's my Jenny. I hear a donkey. Anybody that goes through life and takes the attitude that they are either too old to learn anything or already know too much already, you are cheating yourself out of not only an experience within our own history, but an experience within your own life. I don't want to go and die being stupid. In the off chance that I'm wrong, and all of a sudden I find myself at a gate, and I'm going, "Oh shit! Is there going to be a test?
I refused.
Is there going to be a test up there? Somebody." I want to try to learn as much as I can, and again, that speaks to looking back your own trail that you've walked. Not a one of us, I don't think, can lay claim to turning around and looking at that trail and being satisfied with everything that you could see. And I'm not talking about professing anything to anybody you know, and I'm talking about the internal part of you, the guy inside that turns around and looks at that path. If you can't be honest with yourself, well, if you get up to there and there is a test, you're going to fail because you have to be honest with yourself. And so, yeah, as you walk down this trail, there's something to learn on your deathbed. And I just hope we all take that opportunity to learn it.
Before the deathbed.
It is. But again, I am an old school guy that does believe. And Louis Armstrong's song, when he speaks about when he sees babies cry, he's seen them born, they'll know more than him. I can't do it without singing it.
And I'll ever know.
Yeah, they'll learn more than I'll ever know. And they will, indeed. Travis will know lot more than I'll ever know in my lifetime. Chris Wright, we appreciate the Chris Wright fan page has subscribed to our page. So Chris Wright, we appreciate it tremendously, buddy. Welcome to the family. We're glad to have you. This family grows every day because I believe that the compassion and the empathy in this family for those in this world and our fellow citizens here in this country. I believe that.
Hear, hear.
And that's why we're here, is to make it a better place. Make it
Hear,
a better.
hear.
And we're going to start on November 3rd by kicking this asshole out.
Yep. Everybody's going to be voting.
So right now, task number 1 for everybody, top of the list up there, get rid of that orange asshole in the house and defumigate it and chase all his little slimy family and friends out of there. Install good, honorable people into the positions of our government, and then get to fixing shit. because there's going to be a lot of shit to fix.
And I just hope, by this time next year, we all can feel a little more at ease.
Yes.
I mean, we're still gonna be dealing with crap. I mean, like I said,
we are going to be dealing with a lot.
This dude's left this shit stain that we're gonna be dealing with for years. Just like I was talking about earlier, all these people are sitting around out there right now with their,
and if
flags
you think
flying
that this
and all
asshole is going to leave and shut his mouth, that ain't going to happen. He is going to be out
he's
there.
going to open his mouth,
He
and then
is going to be out there stoking this
shut.
hate for the rest of his life.
And this hate is poisoning America. You know what? Can I just say one thing? And or for a couple more seconds anyway.
Yeah.
Well-being. I hope everybody. We have been under country for so long now, extreme duress. Yes. I hope everybody is tending to their personal well-being, doing self-care, de-stressing, having experience that bring you joy, as much as you can, because we have to stay well so that we can get to November, people. And I'll shut up now. Yeah. Please. You're namaste.
You're right, Tina. And you know what? I'm one day this week for me and my niece and my brother. We're going to the damn beach. Now we're not going and gathering around. The beach is a big place. And if you lived here all my life, you know where you can go to the beach and you ain't gonna be around a damn person. Yeah. You ain't got a crowd around every damn body.
You take protocol.
Because it's hot, and I want to go swimming. Shit, and the pool at my apartment is
closed. The day when I said I was going to the beach, when me and Marsh was going to the beach, I was going down to the Little Show, and the only way you get down there is with a 4-wheel drive, and I guarantee you can drive miles. You're not going to see anybody. So if there's places down here in Texas, I don't know if anywhere else if you can drive on the beach, but here in Texas you can just get down there and tear the sand dunes up if you want to, I guess, but shit.
There's nothing like being standing powerful de-stressor there is.
Yeah, salt water has always calmed me. I'm a Navy brat, born in the Navy, so anytime I'm
talking about
water.
waves, Cali waves, Cali sunset.
I would say I lived out there for a while. I know what it is. I know what it is.
Hey, I gotta go back. I gotta go back on that beach remark. I might have to find like a little pond or a lake or a sinkhole or someplace, because I do believe the beaches around here are gonna be closed, which that's fine with me. But they do open back up. Because that's the whole thing. We've been doing this for years. Every time my niece comes down here, we go to the beach.
Thank goodness for me, I got my fishing spot out my back door, so all I have to do is take the time to do it. That's all I need to do. Maybe this weekend.
That's well-being. That's self-care.
Yeah,
that's enjoying life.
I do. I need to take a little time to fish.
Yeah, you have to make those moments. You have to make those times, because again, we are under more duress than we've ever experienced. I don't care which generation you're in. We're in more than we've ever experienced. I think the generation thing kind of needs to come down too, because you know what? We're all in this generation. We're all, whether you're 5 years old or whether you're 59 years old, baby. The fact that you're all in this, we're all in this together. So who gives a shit? 100 years from now, the people are looking at the picture of us dead people, not really going to care whether you were Generation X or Generation Z, or fucking who gives a shit? I'm sorry.
Some future guy, some future John Heron is going to be out there digging us up one day with all this stuff that we have collected around us and say, well, I don't know, they were into some kind of primitive technology. It seems to have a TV here and a keyboard, so evidently they knew how to talk and type.
And they had masks. Why did they
had masks? Evidently not all of them. That's why they died out. No, they can't have it that way. Anyway.
Namaste again to all the folks. Please find some peace. Find your peace.
Well, there you go, baby. Good words to exit on. Do indeed. Take time out for yourself to recharge your batteries, because this fight is a long way from being over. And this is what they always say. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And so pace yourself and do, like Tina says, take some time out for yourself. I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight. Those names flying by on your screen there. Those are all our Patreon members. We got a few new Patreon members. I think that's the benefit of your web page over there. So again, we appreciate every one of them tremendously. This program and this family grows because of y'all's generosity. We appreciate it. And that being said, squirrel. What was I going to say? Oh, it was something that was really great too.
We
I
were
had it
doing
in
the
my mind.
now
It was
it's
a
time
great
to say
line. I'm telling you.
To
It'll
all
come to
our
me later.
company.
No, thank you for being in this family. It just I do. Sometimes I want to get mushy with all this shit. I just love to see the conversations going in the chat and this family growing in that direction. And Tim Torkelson wants to get the last word in here. Tim Torkelson just donated $5 through Super Chat and said, "Thanks for another daily dose of reality." So saith Tim Torkelson,
Thanks,
baby.
Tim.
I'm glad we get together like this as a family. As Travis put it, I noticed on the website it says where the family gathers around the kitchen table. Well, right after this show, the kitchen table's fixing to get a whole lot bigger when we go up to the Blue Room. So I encourage you to go to the website, www.abluedotintexas.com. Click on the Discord link there to download Discord, get it fixed up, find yourself into the Blue Dot family on Discord, and join the conversation anytime you want. I enjoy this so tremendously, and it really is like family. Anyway, SC, thank you for coming by, bub. We appreciate it.
It was good to be back, and I can't wait to get up into the Blue Room and see how lively they are up in there.
Oh, I'm probably popping, how it is up there.
I've been around for a few days. I've been around for a few days, so.
And I don't want to
We'll see how it
forget
goes.
Lone Wolf and Bill Jones for joining us tonight. They both had, Lone Wolf had to take off on a walk, and Bill Jones' daughter came to see him, so they had to leave. But we appreciate their voice on here. Tina, again, darling, your voice always appreciated.
Sure.
You always have something to say, and we appreciate it. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And TW, buddy, thank you for being here. You and Mark, we appreciate it. Our own singing cowboy.
You heard him in the background.
He's been a good guy tonight. Mark's being good. He's looking out the window for squirrels. He'll let you know.
Yeah, he's looking more than that. He's looking out for everything else.
Or trumpers. He's probably got an eye out for them, so I'm sure he's got you protected well, my friend. Anyway, appreciate all y'all being here. I appreciate everybody in this family being here, coming by and visiting with us tonight. Tomorrow is Hump Day, baby. We're going to go down to the shop, see Clyde the Camel down there with his manager down there, Oscar, who's just really putting up a fuss for shit. Now he wants more palm trees. Shit, I ain't buying more palm trees. He's got one palm tree. You already got a palm tree. Anyway, we'll be down here with Clyde the Camel to get past Hump Day, baby, and then we will be here Thursday night for another live Blue Dot family meeting. Go by the website, enter in your information to get the T-shirt, and then on Thursday's show we will do a random number generator, and whoever comes out of that, we will ship you a Ninja T-shirt, right?
Yep.
That's what we're gonna
All you
do.
have to do is go to bluedotintexas.com. It's right there on the homepage. Click the big old button, submit a form, and on Thursday we'll be picking a winner from a random number generator, and you'll be getting a Ninja Run T-shirt.
Ninja Run T-shirt and the size.
I got it
Gary.
over there.
Yeah.
Gary Spring.
Yeah, get over there. Gary Spring just donated, our good friend up in Canada, 2 beaver bucks through Super Chat. So,
Hey, Gary.
Spring, we appreciate it, buddy. Glad you're here. Our friends in Canada, in Australia, in the UK, in Scotland, in Ireland. Maybe there's a list in India. Just want to throw that out there. India, I think, is number 4 on the list of people that are watching this show. Of course, the United States being number 1, Canada being number 2, Australia being, the UK is number 3, Australia is number 4, and India is number 5 on the list. So to those people listening in India, we say thank you very much for joining us on here. And
thank you.
Everybody else in the world, so
Thank you for sure.
Yep.
y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Everybody.
We love you, and we'll be back here on Thursday for another Blue Dot family meeting. Until then, take care of yourself. Do what Tina says. Take a little time for yourself, and make sure that we're all around. We need you on November 3rd, baby, and beyond. So just don't think you're getting away with November 3rd. Bullshit.
November 3rd.
We got a lot of freaking work to do. Mucho trabajo,
roll
baby.
up them
Mucho
sleeves.
trabajo.
Hey.
So
Hey, let's take it from
Muy
Lone Wolf.
mucho.
Take it from Lone Wolf. He's doing anything he's got to do to make sure he makes it till November 3rd.
that's it, baby. Mucho trabajo.
get the walks in.
Mañana.
Verdad.
Y'all take care. We'll see y'all later. Bye now.
Ciao.
All right, good night.